Hey y'all, you see the title of the video. Your girl is back again with another story time. If you know my channel, hey girl, hey. If you're a returning subscriber, I don't have to say anything because you know what's up, I know what's up, we know what's up, and that's on what? That's on what? That's on period. And Mary had a little lamb. As y'all can see by the title and the thumbnail, this is a story time. It's a very juicy one. I did not spare any details. This story time is about the time that I told my friend about a man that I was dating, and when she met him, her entire energy, her attitude, everything about her that I knew had changed. So that's what this story time is about. But I do have something to tell you guys. I'm a little bit scared to tell y'all. I am. But this is going to be my very first animated story times. I am obsessed with animated channels, y'all. That's literally all I watch. I started watching anime a couple years ago, and that kind of just turned into me watching animated story times here on YouTube, and I wanted to kind of delve into that, but I just didn't know how to. I just didn't know where to start. I didn't know what platforms to use. But for the past few weeks, I have been taking automation courses, and I'm finally ready to just start and do it scared. So yeah, this story time is going to be animated. Going forward, I am going to try to animate all my story times. The only problem is, y'all, I'm still trying to figure out a software that I can afford. The current one that I'm using, I already ran through a couple $100s, and I didn't even get to finish the story time. I filmed, or I edited about maybe 7 minutes of this story time is animated, and the rest of it is just still images, just simply because I ran out of money, and I don't want to keep investing into a platform that I don't know if I want to use yet. So yeah, that is a little disclaimer. Let me know what you guys think. If this is something that you're interested in, let me know. If you don't care for the automation story times, I might do a few of my normal ones, me just showing up on camera and giving y'all the story time. But I do plan on turning all of my story times into animations in the future. It's just something that I've always been fascinated with, and I just want to do it scared, y'all. So I'm starting where I'm at. So again, this video is not going to be perfect. I have to work on a lot. Like I said, I ran out of credits. You have to pay for each facial expression, movement, words, lip syncing, all these different tools and characteristics to make an animation detail. You have to pay for every single thing, and I just did not know how expensive that was, so I did run out of money. So this video is going to be only animated again for about 7 minutes. I would love feedback. This is my real story time, my real life. I just want to get into animation, so that's why I'm doing this. Have you ever told your girlfriend something about a man and watch how the information changed the way she viewed the man? Because I have, and when I say I literally watched this girl's entire personality change after I told her this. First, let me actually take y'all all the way back to how this even happened, because this was not initially planned at all. I was literally at home in my room minding my business when my phone starts ringing. We're gonna go ahead and name this friend, well, former friend, I don't know, I like Maya, ick, because she gave me the ick this entire time, y'all. Let's do ick. So it calls me. Now, I already knew that it was supposed to be going to Miami to get liposuction. She had that procedure scheduled. We had already talked about it before. I knew the surgery was coming up. But what I didn't know that was apparently her entire plan had fallen apart. And guess who was a part of the last minute plan, y'all? I was. And she's like, Asia, what are you doing? And immediately, I already knew something was up, y'all, because why are you asking me like that? It wasn't a, hey, Asia, what you doing? It was, Asia, what are you doing? It was urgent. And I'm like, girl, is it really that serious? And she says, yeah, it is serious. I need you to come to Miami. And I said, come to Miami when? And she's like, in 2 days. So I just started staring straight ahead, and I just kept saying, ick, are you for real? Because 2 days, not 2 weeks, but 2 days is crazy. Not, hey, girl, what are you doing next month? This woman basically asked me if I was doing something the day after tomorrow. Let that sink in, y'all. The day after tomorrow. So it goes ahead and tells me that the guy that was supposed to come with her end up canceling. And I'm like, the guy that you were talking to? And she said, yes, something came up. He can't fly out anymore, but he is still paying for everything. So I'm on the phone listening to her talk, y'all. She's saying that the hotel is handled. He's paying for everything. He's buying the flights. I'm literally ready to pay for the flight right now. He's paying for the room. And I'm like, so what exactly do you need me to do? It tells me that she needs me to drive. And y'all, immediately my face dropped, because if you know me, to know me is to understand that I do not like driving. That's where she lost me at, because at first it's just like, okay, I do get it. It's an emergency. You already in Miami. You paid thousands for this surgery, so you ready for your surgery. He canceled on you last minute. But the fact that you wanted me to drive, but nonetheless, she goes on and explains how she literally has nobody else to help her, and she's trying to make the situation softer. She's like, it's really not that bad. I just need you to take me to surgery, pick me up, take me to my appointments afterwards. And I'm like, you're asking me to drive somebody around Miami while they're drugged up after surgery. And she's like, yeah, but you're taking care of me. It's not like you're a nurse or anything. You're just literally driving me. They're putting me under, and I don't know how to make the situation sound any better. And I'm like, it's not sounding better, girl. Like, nothing could be, honestly, y'all, nothing could be worse than this. At first, it was just like, okay, I haven't been to Miami in a while. You're not new on this channel. You know my previous relationships with going to Miami in college. Y'all, I'm traumatized. I've been homeless before in Miami. I've gone through a lot when it comes to that city. So she's like, you're literally the only person that can help me. And then she phrases this and she's like, you're my only social media friend. And I do want to preface this part by saying a lot of my friends, they expect that I'm an entrepreneur, but I also feel like they do not see our work the same, because I don't know if y'all know, but I also work in marketing. I have a business and I also do YouTube on the side. And I recently just got a side job that I might tell y'all about later on. We'll see how it plays out. Y'all know I just be doing stuff for the plot. But they don't see my work as the same as theirs, because the work that I'm doing, I didn't have to use my degree to get it. So the fact that she prefaces, basically, if I was to say no, it's just like, oh my gosh, you're not doing anything else. But it was very much a inconvenience for me, y'all. Fast forward 2 days later, I arrive in Miami. She picks me up from the airport in a rental, and we arrive at Hampton Inn. I am not bougie, y'all, but there's just something about certain hotels in Miami that you just know it's not the same quality as everybody else. A Hampton Inn is similar to a Hilton, but in Miami, it's closer to a motel than a hotel room. And I don't want y'all to think that I'm over exaggerating or anything, but if you vacation in Miami, all hotels are not created the same. It's similar to New York. Like a Hampton Inn, a Hilton, and Houston, they're very nice. I feel like they're 4-star, 3 to 4-star hotels, sometimes even 5-star depending on the location. But the ones in Miami, it was not giving that. And she even pointed that out. It just wasn't giving that. So we get to the lobby. She gets us 2 keys, and I noticed that we're only going to be there for 2 nights. And I was taken back because I was going to be in Miami for 3 days. So I was kind of curious about where were we going to be staying that 3rd night. But I didn't have time to ask about this at the counter because I honestly forgot, y'all. I heard her say 2 nights for it. And then she said, yeah, she signed something on a little kiosk. And then by the time we got to the room, I had already forgotten that I even heard the 2 days. But later this would get brought back up. So we go to the room. It even started making excuses and complaints about the room. She'll be like, ew, this is old and rusted, and this was $150 a night. And then she'll say something like, well, again, it was $150 a night. It was like she would insult the room and then make an excuse. And at that time, y'all, I was just making the best of it. I also want to say my attitude was not the best. I'll take accountability this first day because it was the first day of my period, and I have endometriosis, y'all. So my periods are really bad. And back then, it wasn't as bad as they can be now, because at that time, I was undiagnosed with it. So I didn't even know the reason why I was so moody and having all these just mood swings, y'all. But we're in the room and I'm in the bed. I have my heating pad. I'm laying down. I'm in my phone, probably editing or just doing some work on my phone. She's on the bed across from me and she's on the phone with this man. And this is a FaceTime call. I was not trying to be in her call, but I had no choice but to be in her call because she was on FaceTime with no headphones. And I'll overhear the guy say,
I can't wait until you get snatched.
I just cannot wait. So she's like, yeah, me either. I'm kind of nervous about it. And they're just talking about the procedure. He's asking her, how long does it take to heal, and all these different questions. And I overhear him say, by the time your procedure is done, I'll be able to stop by. And that's when my ears perked up, y'all, because I'm thinking, stop by? You were supposed to be here. If you have time to stop by, you could have had time to take off work to take care of her. Like, I'm utterly confused. Keep in mind, at the time, it was just more so me regretting coming because I felt like she was being entitled rather than being appreciative that I was there. And again, it was my fault because I could have just said, no, I don't have any prior plans or anything going on, but I have the right to say no because this is my time. So while she's on the phone with the guy, he's like, oh, I can just stop by. She's like, no, it's okay. You don't have to stop by. I have my girl Asia here, pans the camera at me. I do a fake little wave to this guy and they go on with their conversation. 30 minutes into them being on the phone, he's asking her if she needed anything. He could like Uber food there, if we wanted room service or just anything. So she asked me if I wanted anything. Again, we were at the Hampton. Their room service was giving cafeteria food. So we both declined and then we would take him up on a takeout. So he orders a takeout from a steakhouse and the food came for some reason like an hour later. By the time the food came, y'all, we had already went across the street and got Chick-fil-A because we were both starving. That first day, I did have to take her to a consultation appointment. And at this consultation, it was literally just her getting, I think like an overview of the surgery, what to expect, meeting the doctor, aftercare, all the things. So I get there, I have to sign paper because in order for them to even get approved for surgery, you have to have a caretaker that's responsible for you. So I go in, I sign some paperwork, I leave, I come back and pick her up about, I want to say it was like more than 30 or 40 minutes later. When I get back from picking her up from this consultation, she tells me instead of just getting the liposuction, she's actually going to get a slim BBL. So that's when I start looking like a slim BBL. That's a whole different healing process. At this time, I have experienced surgery from friends that have got liposuction and things of that sort, but I had never, like, they're two completely different procedures. So I'm like, wait, how he convinced you to do that, and how did you get approved for that so quick? She's like, well, we might as well just put the fat somewhere. There's no reason to waste the fat. He ha 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 he. I'm like, what? That sounds totally unprofessional. Like, how did he convince you of that? How much extra is it? She's like, well, he's giving me a deal. So if I just get the liposuction, it's going to be $3,500. But if I get the BBL add-on, it'll just be an additional $2,500 instead of his usual package of $8,500. So I'm like, okay, how is the healing process going to look? So she's like, he said I should probably stay in Miami for a week. And I'm just going to ask, oh boy, let's call him Zay. Zay is the initial person that was supposed to be the caregiver. This was some guy that she was casually dating, but he had money. So I'm perplexed. I'm in the car perplexed because she's explaining to me that she's getting an add-on procedure. So we get back to the hotel, and at the hotel, tells me that she's supposed to check out. We're supposed to check out not tomorrow, but the following day. And I'm like, oh, well, just go ahead and just add additional nights just in case you need it. But what are we going to do about my flight? Because if I have to stay an additional 2 to 3 days, that's completely fine. Again, guys, I work for myself. So it wasn't that I didn't have the flexibility in my schedule. It was just the entitlement. So, and we're laying in the beds and we're talking or whatever. She gets on the phone with Zay and she's telling Zay about the add-on. Zay is excited. He's just like, oh, I can't wait to see you. I just cannot wait to see you. She's like, well, yeah, I'm gonna need an extra night here. And he was just like, all right, send you the money for the additional night. So keep in mind, at this point, it's probably about 9 o'clock at night. We're up and we're watching TV and we're eating. We had got pizza. So we're just having a regular Smegler's girls night. And the entire time the conversation's going on, I'm on the phone with my man. At the time, it wasn't my man, like officially my man, y'all, but it was just a guy that I was talking to at this time. This was before I met my current partner. This was a previous guy that I was talking to casually. I'm on the phone and I'm talking to him, and this is in between the show that we were watching watching, she hears him ask me if I wanted like anything or if how was Miami, like how am I doing in Miami. I'm like, no, I'm good. Like this is just really like vacation. And he's like, well, how's your friend doing? Is she needing help with anything? How is that going? I'm like, no, she's completely fine. She went to her consultation. She doesn't really need much from me other than driving her around. She obviously has aftercare and nurses and things of that sort. I'm literally just here to pick up medication, to get food, drive her to and from these massage appointments, and that's pretty much it. So he's just like, oh, okay, but if you need anything, I'll send you like money for food and money for gas. And at this time, my brain wasn't even thinking about any of that because prior to me coming, she said that Zay was going to be taking care of all of that. I didn't think about me spending my money out of my pocket, get us food and gas and to go back and forth into the guy that I was speaking to at the moment. He mentioned that he would send the money for that. And at the time, we're on FaceTime. So she overhears this. Like she hears him saying, like, you need anything, like do it. Please remember this, y'all. But again, this is someone that I've only been talking to for like more than 2 or 3 weeks. And y'all know how men could be sometimes. In the beginning, they will oversell and underdeliver. They'll say they need all of this stuff from you. And I've never been the one that's too shy to ask for what I need. So if I needed that, I definitely would have asked them of that. But that wasn't something that was my responsibility. So I didn't really hop on or say much. I was just like, oh, okay, thank you. But no, thank you. And I left it at that. This is the time, remind you, this is the same day of her consultation. This is around the time where we're getting ready to go to bed and she overhears this conversation. I get off the phone with him and we're back kicking our feet up, watching TV, eating popcorn. We end up going to bed. The next morning, she had to get ready for surgery. So I took her to just get last minute aftercare and things that she had forgot and dropped her off to surgery. Spoke to the nurse. The nurse said that she'll be out in about 5 to 8 hours. They will contact me once it's time to pick her up. So cool. I go back to the hotel and I'm just waiting at this hotel. Again, y'all, it was the Hampton. They probably did have a bar, but the options were very limited. Like, prettiest thing about the hotel was the hobby. Y'all ever been to a hotel before where they put all of their money into the freaking lobby, y'all? I meant lobby. They put all of their money into the lobby, into the pool area, into the valet parking. But then when you get to the room, it's just very underwhelming. So I didn't even want to be there. So I go on Resort Pass. If y'all don't know, there's an app called Resort Passes where you can get access to hotels without actually paying for a room. So I go on Resort Pass and I get a day pass. So I'm at, was it a Hilton? I don't think it was a Hilton. I don't remember the name of the hotel. I don't think it was a chain. It was like a really nice hotel that was on South Beach. Y'all probably seen it before. I can't think of the name right now, but it's the one with, it's like pink thing. It's like super pink. They have like an ice cream stand inside of the hotel. They have like shopping like outside of this hotel. It's the mall. It was on Collins Ave. It was so nice, y'all. I'm so aggravated that I can't think of the name of it, but just know that the day pass was probably like $100 and you get to access the hotel and use all of their amenities without actually paying the price of a room. Like a night, it would be like $350 upwards or $500. So I just did the day pass for $100. So that's my plan. Of course, I got my phone on just in case they call me. But again, the nurse told me 5 to 8 hours. So I'm at this hotel. I'm at the pool. I'm ordering food. The pass came with a little cabana, a little day bed, y'all. And it came with a drink and a food credit. So I'm ordering margaritas, nothing too much because like I said, I know I'm the designated driver, but I ordered, I think maybe one margarita, and then I had maybe, I don't want to say, what was that? It probably was like a lemon drop. Nothing crazy, y'all. So I ordered that and I ordered French fries and a burger, and I'm just there and I'm lounging and I'm like posting on my story and things of that sort. So I'm probably there for I want to say about 3 to 4 hours before I get a call from the nurse. The nurse is saying, we're going to send you over her prescription to pick up from the pharmacy. Okay. And she said that she'll be ready in a little bit. So now I'm like, okay, well, let me go ahead and gather my things and go ahead and head over that way. Cause I had on a swimsuit and everything, y'all. So I went back to the original hotel that we were staying at. And then I changed my clothes, and then I headed out to go to the plastic surgery place. So nurse comes and she's wheeling her out and she's giving me aftercare information, telling me what pharmacy to pick everything up, telling me to bring her back in 2 days. In 2 days, I'm supposed to be leaving the following day. By this point, it's immediately after surgery, so I'm not going to try to ask her any questions about changing hotels or like what's the plan, like what's going on, because it's immediately after surgery. She's still drugged up underneath the anesthesia. So I'm like, okay, we'll have this conversation maybe maybe in like 4 or 5 hours from now. Okay, once she sobers up. So I take her to the hotel. Again, she's really sore, but she's conscious, she's okay. I even tell her I'll go get her prescription. I go to the pharmacy and the prescription, I think it was like Percocet and something else, it came up to, I want to say, close to $300 to $400. But I called her to ask her, like, hey, is that okay? Because this surgery was obviously a cosmetic procedure. Anything else was not getting paid for. Everything was self-pay. So she's like, oh no, I'm not paying that. I would prefer to just get medication like hard, like Tylenol, Advil, things of that sort. I'm like, sure. Keep in mind, at this time, I know now, y'all, I got my boobs done. So now I know how it feels to be under these drugs. But at this time, I only know from looking at other people's experience, and it looks like painful. It looks very excruciating. So I'm asking her, like, are you sure? Like, you're going to need something, because right now you're still numb because you're under the medication, but once that wear out, it might feel like hell. Again, I want to preface this by saying I had never had any surgery at this time, so I do not know about how bad surgery is. I'm just going based off of other people's experiences. But once she tells me no, and just to grab the Tylenol and things of that sort, I grabbed that, and I want to say I probably spent like $40 CVS. So I get back to the hotel and I give her the receipt, and she's just like, $40? And I'm like, yeah. It's like, why was it so expensive? And I'm like, well, I got the extra strength because you did just get split and stuffed like a turkey. Like, I got the extra strength. So she's just like, oh, I didn't tell you to get that. Like, why would you get that? And I'm like, well, that's better than paying for the Percocets, like the drugs. So she's just like, I'll use so once she mentioned sending me the money for that, it just reminded me, like, hey, you also send me the $100 in gas. Can you send me the $200 in food? Because keep in mind, we weren't doing fast food. We were ordering restaurant food is just super expensive, even back then, definitely in Miami, y'all. So she's just like, okay, ask Zay. I'm like, okay. And we don't talk about that for a while. Then later on in the night, I was like, well, are you going to extend the room? She's like, well, I don't really want to extend the room. I think I'm just going to stay at my mother's. I said, what? Your mother's? She's like, yeah, I'm just going to stay at my mother's. Mind you, my flight was extended to leave the 2 days. So I forgot to mention that she extended my flight. I'm like, well, I didn't sign up for that or wanted to do that. Like, obviously, I knew I was going to be inconvenienced a little bit because I am coming to help a friend. But at the same time, staying at your mother's in your childhood bedroom, I was trying to use this as a little vacation away from home, like trying to make the best out of it. But you want me to, now go stay at your mother? This is crazy. So again, I'm like, if you don't want to pay for it, if this is about money, I completely understand. But I'm going to go downstairs and just extend this room, because keep in mind, my flight was leaving the following day, y'all. So I'm like, I'm just going to extend this room because I didn't feel like packing all my stuff up, checking into another hotel. Then I would have had to wait, because y'all know check-in is not until 4 p.m. And keep in mind, this is 9 p.m. and this is the night before. So she's just like, just the attitude, y'all. Catches that attitude. And then I just leave the room completely, because at this point, you just got out of surgery. I don't want to like say that I'm not supposed to say. Sorry, y'all. I did say my flight was leaving the next day. My flight was leaving in 2 days because I was taking her to her follow-up appointment the next day. My bad. So I leave the room, and I go downstairs and I talk to my mother, because I am irate, y'all. I am pissed. I'm pissed off because, like, what? You threw an alley hoop at me. This was not the plan. What happened to homeboy paying for everything? Okay, so down there for probably an hour. She's supposed to be on bed rest. She comes down there and she sees that I'm on the phone yapping away. So she comes and she's just like, can we talk? And I'm like, sure, I'll be up shortly. So I end up going back upstairs to the room after I extended the stay. It probably was like $2. I extended for the 2 extra days, y'all. Or maybe it was $400 because I do think that was a issue. Because even when I got my surgery done, mind you, this is 3 years prior to me getting my surgery done. Even when I got my surgery done, I remember staying at, I think I vlogged that. I'm still gonna post that vlog. I stayed at the Hilton, and even at the Hilton, it was like $215 a night, and it was very mediocre, very subpar. It was not that nice at all, and I don't know. It's just something about Miami. Like if you're not spending a minimum of $300 on a room, you're getting the basics, like very basic, maybe outdated, maybe rusty. Like it wasn't up to par. So I go back up to the room after paying for that, and I mentioned to her, I go ahead and extend it. She expresses like, hey, I can tell that you're upset. I really appreciate you being here but can you just ask your again, he wasn't my man at the time. This was somebody that I was only speaking to for about 2 to 3 weeks. She was like, well, he offered to help pay for stuff. Can you just ask your with the money, can you just ask him if he can reimburse you for the room, the gas, and the food? And that's when I almost lost it. When I say I almost lost it, I almost lost it because the entitlement was absurd. The entitlement was just crazy. I'm like, what? So he can think, like, if I'm going to ask for something from a man, it's going to be at least for my own good. Why would I be getting favors this early in the game? Like, what? I don't even need it. Like, this is crazy. She's like, well, you said that he has money. He drives this. And she started basically everything I told her about this man. She started saying he can definitely afford to do this, that, and that. And I was just like, oh my gosh. So now we go back and forth a little bit. And I'm like, well, initially, the guy that you're talking to, mind you, they've been talking for 2 to 3 months. I said, Zay was supposed to be the one that is in the city. Mind you, this man is in the city. He just was not available. He literally, I found out that he lived in Fort Lauderdale, which is not far from Miami. It's like 45. So he was in the city during this time. And she's like, well, why? I'm like, why can't you ask Zay? She's like, well, Zay is going to take me back to my follow-up appointments. He's going to take me to get my massages. I'm just thinking that I should use who I can. He just wasn't available at the beginning of this trip. I hate depending on people, but he's definitely making up for that, and he paid for this room. So I'm like, you want me to ask the person that I'm talking to pay for the room, the gas? Like, what's that gonna make me look like? And she's like, well, he offered. That's not gonna make you look any type of way. I'm like, so you want me to look like a broke biatch because you don't want to reimburse me? It was just a wrap from there. Long story short, because this video is getting kind of lengthy, she did reimburse me. She did ask, I don't know if she reimbursed me or Zay reimbursed me or however it went. I did get reimbursed, but it was after I made it back home. Yeah, so that's the story on how I told my friend something about a guy, and she just changed the way that she looked at this man and felt super entitled. Keep in mind, because I know some of you may ask, like, what to the the man, he was a whore, y'all. He had multiple women, like, it very short-lived, because I don't do polyamorous. It's just me and my man. Like, I'm a very selfish person, so that was very short-lived. But the fact that you felt comfortable to ask me to ask him for a favor, like, it was insane. But girl, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if I left anything out, please let me know. I'll do a follow-up in the comment section. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.